Hello, dear friends, dear bloomers. How are you? Welcome to week 4, the last week of the Bloomin Readathon. Let me tell you, this month has been the month for reading. I have had the best reading month this month and it has been so good. We are a mere 7 days out from the end of the Bloomin Readathon and I have to pick what I'm going to read for the next 7 days to maximize the bingo cards. Let's address the bingo card, shall we? She's a bit worse for wear, but our bingo card with all our prompts is still there. So let's do a bit of surgery because none of these prompts mean anything anymore. TBR's Amelia Guide. How is your Bloomin Readathon going? Have you got a bingo yet? I believe that I still have yet to get a bingo despite the fact that I have read like almost 10 books and no bingo. You may also ask, why did you not just print a new Bloomin card instead of mangling the one that you have? And that is because my printer has run out of ink. Okay, our Bloomin bingo card. Let's also attach it to a book. The Bloomin Readathon. So this is the bingo card as it stands. We have obviously a free space just for participating. So that's number 1. The Mask Falling for Variegated. I read I Want to Die But I Want to Eat the Bookie for Ladybug. So there's 2 more. I read Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow for the B space. Legends and Lattes for the Sun space. So there's 2 more. So we almost have a bingo in one direction. The Kite Runner for Earth and Ember in the Ashes for Dandelion. I'm Glad My Mum Died for Tree. Nearly a few bingos in several directions and yet no bingo. We also did Cacti, was A Prayer for the Crown Shy, and I had a Psalm for the Wild Built for Daffodil. So again, almost, very close. So with all of that in mind, I can get a bingo if I do Prop and Spider, I can get a bingo if I do Green Carnation and Ivy, and I can get a bingo if I do Cloud and Moon without doubling up. This is without doubling up. So this is still the books that I had selected for the TBR. I'm considering trying to read some books that double up as other things. I will take Passenger out because I read An Ember in the Ashes instead of that. Oh, I also forgot that I finished Stone Fruit last night by Lili, which I will tick off for the fertilizer space as a nourish your soul, because it nourished my soul a little. It was gorgeous. Very mental health heavy, but mental health heavy in a way that it didn't make it feel heavy, and it felt pleasantly wholesome in a slightly sad and realistic way. Stone Fruit. Now, I have started Warcraft. I have started this one. I read 1 paragraph on the first page before falling asleep. So, it is still on the TBR and it is still being read right now. So we'll pull that out of the pile. Tonight, I think I might sit down and read Witch, because this is actually the one that I've been the most excited for since starting the readathon. To be perfectly honest, like aside from last weekend, which was just the strongest weekend of reading that I think I've ever had, this comes in at a close second because it's just so nostalgic. It's so nostalgic. And I have this for my prop space because it was converted into a TV series that I was obsessed with and watched a lot as a child. And then I'm thinking Gideon the Ninth next. It's one that fills many prompts and it just feels delightful and apparently it's hilarious. But watch this space. This is a tomorrow Meekela decision, so she could completely change her mind, but I think this is where we're going to stand this week. We'll see how we go. You will be pleased to hear that I adulted correctly. My plants have been watered. My Christmas tree is up. That happened yesterday finally. I now need to be a real adult and put my big girl pants on and put away my chair of clothes. Does anyone else have a chair of clothes? Please make me feel better and tell me that you also have a chair of clothes in your house. We love a little bit of executive dysfunction to spice up the afternoon. All right, let's go do things because it is currently 7 p.m. 7 p.m. and it's still this bright outside. Okay, this is probably one of the worst written books that I have read this year. And I've read Zodiac Academy. So, for real though, like, this is an actual quote from this book. They then dug the day's junk food supply out of their backpacks and commenced with some full-on slouching. It's written as if it's just stream of consciousness, and it's written as if it was just poured out of a brain onto a page and then not made to read like as a book. I will give it credit just due to the fact that it is a middle grade young teenage girl's book. However, there are so many things in here that I've been so concerned about that it's like, this is written for young children, and they're literally commenting on chest size. Definitely a reflection of its time, and I will 100% acknowledge that before making any further judgments. But just to leave you with a quote for the night. I don't know if I feel like going to the party. I'm tired, and I might have to help my mum connect to the internet. And with that, I will be putting this book down for the night. My initial plans to be a real adult have been thwarted. I will instead be watching Drink Masters on Netflix. The clothes chair can wait until tomorrow, I'm sure. Hi. Few things. We've been an adult for the day. We've gone to the GP. We've dealt with our general healthcare. Adult. Tick. I'm still reading this goddamn book, and I will finish it tonight because I'm more than halfway through and it will take me literally less than an hour. I just have to do it. Remains the worst book I've read writing wise this year. She's changing all of the prompts. So instead of picking up Gideon the Ninth, which I am using currently to prop up you so that you can see me, we will instead be jumping into the Song of Achilles once we finish this book. This is going to fulfill the prompt of Ivy, which should get me a bingo if I do a double of Green Carnation as well. We'll see how we go. We're gonna start this next though, because this is a popular one. However, I also listened to Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone because I just felt like I needed a little bit of comfort, and it was really quick and really easy. So we've read this as well, and I'm actually going to tick this one off as the root space, which gives me almost a bingo. If I finish this, that will be a bingo. But can she finish the prompts? Who knows? I will also note for the water prompt, I have started listening to Cursed by Marissa Meyer. It's the second book to Gilded, the sequel to Gilded, which is a Rumpelstiltskin retelling, which I listened to earlier this year. I am doing this as water because I will now just read anything that Marissa Meyer writes. She is the queen of retellings. I've loved every single one of them. So that's also on the list, which means literally nothing for the board. But we're doing it anyway because I want to read it. Making it work for my TBR. There are no rules here. I'm still crocheting my sweater. I will show you. We have an armhole now, which is exciting. So you can kind of see it's taking shape. Isn't that exciting? How exciting, look at this. It's a sweater. Trivia potentially postponed due to the fact that there are no tables available. So that's the plan. We'll see how we go. Like 28 degrees and I already am hot, and I'm not there yet. Where is your ball? Where's your ball? So this week has not gone according to plan at all. No plans were maintained in the last 4 days. Thursday, I was meant to go get my nails done. Tried to, couldn't. They were too busy. Friday, it was our anniversary. We had anniversary things, but I was late getting home and didn't have time to read anything like I had planned to. We just completely forgot that the kiss quotient was on this TBR because it fell on the floor and I lost it. I would have read that this week instead of picking up the Song of Achilles this morning, and I'm bored. I'm just bored. I'm 20 pages in and I feel like I'm in a fever dream because we've passed through 3 different scenes already, 3 different scenarios, 3 different times, 3 different events in 20 pages. What is happening? I have not a clue because I know nothing about Greek mythology. We finished this book, finally. It took far longer than I needed to, but it's done now. So let's touch base on the bloomin' bingo card. We finished the prop space, which gives us 1 full bingo. I think that that's all so far. I'm not gonna give myself the snail space because I was meant to be reading Warcraft as my snail space for my slow burn, but I've literally read 1 paragraph of this so far, so I don't think that we can actually count that in this. Given that today is the last day that I'm doing this talking to you thing about the books I'm reading for this month, we're gonna call this a fail. So I don't think we get this space. We can bend the rules, but not that much. Today's plans, because they're actually solid, because I've bought tickets to go to things and I have to go to them. I'm going to get my nails done this morning. It's gonna happen. They're unmanageable. I cannot live like this. And then I'm going to hang out with some birds because I have a bird event to go to where people take their birds and just hang out and buy bird things. Very on brand, that's where we're going today. And I'm gonna sit down and read this book because I've started it and I feel like I have to finish it even though I'm bored. We're only 20 pages in though, so I will give it that. There is about 300 more pages for this to get better. So I'm hoping that this gets better because I do not want to be put into a reading slump after doing so well this month. Can I just show you, as a bit of a teaser, all of the books that I've read this month? Look at it! It is also important to note that I'm on track to finish Cursed within the next couple of days, which I'm listening to on audiobook, which is amazing. Rebecca Soler will always be my favorite audiobook narrator. Chef's kiss, fabulous, love it. So that is the plan. That is the plan. I'm hoping that the plan goes according to plan. What happened this week? What did? I don't know. I was gonna wait till we got home, but I need to show you. I got a book. Not only did I get a book, but I walked up to the counter and the guy that worked there looked at me and went, "Michaela?" And I said, "Yes." And he goes, "Hello, how have you been?" I've made friends with the people at my local bookstore and we're on a first name basis now. I'm okay with this. I bought my first Tilly Walden. Ali's been raving about Tilly Walden forever and I've been keeping an eye out because this one bookstore that we have has graphic novels to an extent, and more of an extent than most other places, and they haven't had them until now. So we have Are You Listening? I need to contain myself and not read this today because we have to get through this. But for now, we have a bird thing to get to, so we're gonna do that. Do you want to peek in? Let's discuss things. I will just let everyone know that I have my parrot safe candle burning. Pro tip, if you own birds, not all candles are safe for birds. Hello, this is it. This is the end. I will be trying to fulfill at least 2 more prompts before the end of the readathon, which is happening in 4 days. I have 4 days to finish 2 books, which I think I can do. I think that's achievable. But let's consult the bingo card. This is the bingo card as it stands at the moment. I have at this point 1 bingo this way, I'm still reading The Song of Achilles. I did not get any further in this morning. I was literally back to back nails and then birds, which is fine. It was really fun. I had a really good time with all the birds. I made friends with the cockatoo. Cockatoo and I are now friends, which is an improvement on what we were before because it was not friends. That was not how it was before. Stay tuned for next week when I actually tell you all of my proper thoughts about the books that I read as a part of the Bloomin' Readathon, because I have a lot. How was your week? How was your Bloomin' Readathon? What's your favorite book that you read? What is your best book that you read as part of the Bloomin' Readathon? To wrap up this week. Oh! Well, with that excitement out of the way, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you're having a fantastic day or night or whatever time it is where you are in the world. And I will see you next week. Bye.